Good afternoon on what is another bright, mild and clear day. It is Wednesday the 12th of January. I'm back in the reading nook with a cat who is not ours and a nice hot cup of tea. And of course a big pile of parcels to unbox. And the next thing I'm going to pull out is from this one. Now I've already opened this one out and so far I have hold of it. I have looked at that one, the Apocalypse War for Judge Dredd and the Worlds of 2000 AD. So, coming out the same box. The next one I'm going to look at, here we go, is, just put that over there so it's not in the way, is Judge Dredd and the Worlds of 2000 AD, the day that the Lord died. Now, I said how much I appreciate this is published by N Publishing, and how much what I appreciate about this line for Judge Dredd. I mean, the fourth attempt at a Judge Dredd role-playing game is that it's focusing in particular on the Judge Dredd comic strip, not going back and just basically drawing bits out and putting them into a supplement, you know, collecting all the perps or doing a book on psionics. It's actually going back and digging into individual stories and turning those stories into something that you can play. In 2000 AD is coming up on 50 years old. It's basically this year, but it's 45 years old now. It's old as Star Wars, and in that time, thousands of issues, and the flagship character Judge Dredd has some absolutely classic stories. You go back into the first 10 years, you know, the Apocalypse War, Cursed Earth saga, and these stories would run for multiple episodes, you know, 20, 30 episodes, that sort of thing. This is one of them, The Day the Lord Died. Okay, so, Cal is watching you. Mega City 1 is being terrorized on the hill of the tyrannical Chief Judge, Cal, and only the implacable Judge Dredd seems willing to stand on his way. Framed for murder and derided as the worst of type of criminal during Cal's grab for ultimate power, Dredd is soon held as the only person. He's being quite insistent here. He's being fussed. Standing in the megalomaniac's way, as the big Meg trembles under Cal's terrifying grip. Will you join the judge's condition? Will you stop it? Okay, you are being fussed. Sorry, it's been very annoying. As the big Meg trembles under Cal's terrifying grip, will you join the judge's conditioned into supporting him, or stand with a small band of rebels dedicated to bringing his reign to an end? The Day the Lord Died provides an in-depth treatise on the Special Judicial Squad, the Justice Department's Stern Internal Affairs branch, additional species options such as troggies and clegs, several career choices for civilians, perps and judges, new equipment and vehicles, a full gazetteer covering the timeline of Cal's reign, and how best to survive it, plus a number of exciting scenarios, including a ride on the Helter Skelter, set during the Judge Cal's despotic reign over the Justice Department of Mega City 1. This supplement will offer some tough choices for players of the Judge Dredd and the World of 2000 AD role-playing game. Of course, requires the use of the Judge Dredd and the World of 2000 AD core book. So, now what's interesting about this is I don't know about the other stories, such as the Apocalypse War or the Just Child Quest, but this is very much inspired by a television series that would have been on about the same time as these comic strips were being written, which was I, Claudius, which charts the history of the Julian family. Starting with the reign of Augustus and going all the way through to the reign of Nero. Now, one of the emperors during this time was Caligula, who has a reputation as a tyrant, and potentially an insane tyrant, and essentially, thus we have Judge Cal. So, putting that in mind, Judge Cal is bonkers, as is basically any portrayal of Caligula. So it does actually necessarily come with the day the Lord died and mental health. The following book contains a lot of language surrounding mental health. Judge Cal, the big bad of the day the Lord died, is frequently referred to as mad, insane, or crazy. Okay. Basically, this is best understood as what the great Sandy Peterson calls fantasy insanity. It's not real, diagnosable condition. So it does give a fair warning, and that's fair enough. So here we go into the setting, which essentially explores how it really begins with the history and expansion of the SJS, the Special Judges Justice Squad, and under Judge Cal's leadership, and then how it takes over, and what happens next. Basically giving you a complete history of the setup, the background, and how we've got a section on how to use the SJS in your game. In previous role-playing games, you either became a member of the SJS later on in your career, or you could actually just start off. But anyway, and you can got guidelines here for playing an SJS squad member. Then we go into the fugitives, loyalists, and rebels of the basically NPCs for the campaign, including the monstrous Cleggs. Nothing to do with Nick Clegg, as far as I'm aware. I'm looking to see, do they have it? No, they don't have the famous saying of the Cleggs. I can't remember what it was, but I was hoping I could find it, which is a pity. But yes, let's have a look. Yes, but anyway, here's what the Cleggs want meat. Essentially, they're humanoid, basically anthropomorphic crocodiles. And we've got civilian careers, and then including being a dreadist, basically supporting Dredd in what he does. Military careers, including being a Clegg commander or a member of the Clegg war band, and then perps, like perp running, basically getting perps out of the city, or in and out of the city, mostly out of the cursed earth, miscellaneous careers, and so on, like a sewer worker. And then we've got actual judge origins and stuff like that. So we can have like a side judge, late inductee, an Academy of Law advanced programs, and we go on to special judicial service judge careers. So lots of information here, really expanding the range of options for the characters. And I actually really like this because you feel you're getting. They've really explored the comic. They've really developed the content and made it what it is. And then we get on to really the sort of like the structure, basically, of running the campaign, and when we basically explore life under Cal. So how it begins, plot hook, and it basically even comes with plot hooks as well. So you're reading through these sections, and every one of them is supported by a plot hook, which is great. So dealing with Judge Cal's rise to power, and then how basically we're dealing with basically how he's triumphant and becomes a chief judge, and then ultimately when basically the release of the Hounds of Clegg. And how basically shows how this section goes through exploring how Cal becomes a tyrant. So, you know, slicey dicey, oncey twicey. All the way through to the final psychosis of Judge Cal. Some of this has sort of been explored. There's a scenario called Slaughter Margin, and there's also a scenario called Judgment Day for Games Workshop's version of it. And Judge Cal kind of figures in those as well, in one of them anyway, from what I recall. It's been a while since I've looked at them. And then we have Escape from Old New York. Basically, first the scenarios. You've got basically scenarios in here as well. So fully supporting the campaign idea with scenario ideas and stuff you can bring to your table. Which is, I mean, I can't fault this enough. You know, I'm reading through this and going, there's so much content here. So much is really good and useful. And it's such a pity that N Publishing have lost the license for this. So do grab these if you can. You know, find these because they are going to continually make great source books for your Judge Dredd campaign, whichever version of the rules you're using, or whichever rule set you're using because you don't like, you know, what one of the 4 Judge Dredd role-playing games published. And then we have Westgate Water, A Day the Law Died, actual full adventure. Sorry, my partner's just come outside, and it just means that the cat who's not ours has gone to see. Hello, will you pay me some attention? So yeah, lots of adventures there. Come with 4 maps, full colour. Like basically brilliantly, we have a map of Cal's quarters with his bedspread marked. And then lastly, exploring the concept of you know, Judge Cal on parallel Earths, just in case you want to bring the villain back, and then lots of things like allies and adversaries. So we have NPCs by type, but then we have notable academy tutors. So you've got one set of stats for them, and then you've got a list of them there by name and their specialities. And I think that is really, it's utilitarian but effective. So and then of course Deputy Judge Fish. Yep, basically Judge Cal made his goldfish a judge. So yeah, and then last we've got we have Judge Cal himself, and we have Judge Cal variant dimension versions. So 2 of those. Get 1 Judge Cal source book, get 2 Judge Cals. And then notable judges in here like Judge Giant and Judge Quincy as well. It's interesting, essentially, that really, in the case of this book, is really focusing on the judges. It's very much a home set, basically Mega City Wars, Mega City 1 set campaign, and we also have stats for Max Normal, aka the Pinstripe Freak. He was a big informer for Judge Dredd for many years. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff in here, right down to Walter the Robot, who essentially is Judge Dredd's robo-servant, and stats for Judge Dredd himself in there. So lots of content in here. Really glad I got this before the book finally went out of print. But go check this out. If you're a Judge Dredd fan, look at this as a source book for essentially a companion to that story. And if you're a role player and you like Judge Dredd, then pick it up, because essentially you've got loads and loads of content to run the campaign, and then you know, just add to your ongoing game, and basically give an opportunity for your player character judges to really explore a piece of sort of the Judge Dredd history. So yeah, A Day the Law Died for Judge Dredd in the Worlds of 2000 AD. I think basically just on glancing through that, another impressive supplement. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, please do click the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you see me out here with some boxes, which I will basically packages which I'll open up, unbox, and pull out a game or book which I'll chat about for roughly 10 minutes or so to the best extent of my knowledge. All of course accompanied by Cat, who's not ours, he's gone again, and a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.